Hello, my name is Marco, and unfortunately, I couldn't be there because of visa issues. Our goal with this poster is to start a discussion on how social issues pertaining the nature of our own community affects what is considered laboratory phonology and also linguistic theory in general. The motivation of this project was my own experiences within the LabPhon community over the years, and we intend to focus on the following research questions. First one is, who is responsible to define what LabPhon is? And the second one is, what is the effect of diversity or the lack of it in linguistic research? To answer these questions, we examined abstracts from publications of the Journal of Laboratory Phonology available at the Scopus Citation Database to measure how well LabPhon represents languages and researchers from the Global South. Our search found 152 publications from 2015 to 2023. We then searched the abstract of each paper for names of languages. We did that using regular expressions. Of the 152 abstracts, we found 119 that mentioned a language, explicitly mentioned it in their abstract. Additionally, for each author of each publication, we also extracted the country of the author's affiliated institution. We then categorized the languages studied and the affiliations by region, Global North and Global South. We used the United Nations definition for developed country for the Global North and developing country for the Global South. We classified languages according to the region in which the variety is spoken. For instance, Andalusian Spanish was classified as a Global North language, while Venezuelan Spanish was classified as a Global South language. Furthermore, indigenous languages from the Global North, from the region that is considered Global North, such as Maori, were classified as Global South languages, whereas other languages of the same region, such as New Zealand English and Australian English, were classified as Global North languages. Since the authors of publications often have affiliations in multiple countries and that publications often study multiple languages, we classified affiliations and languages studied as follows. First, those which are exclusively from the Global North, and second, those that have at least one representative from the Global South. We found the following results. At LabPhon, there's an overrepresentation of the Global North, both in terms of languages studied and also in affiliations of the authors of the papers. While people from the Global South represent up to 82.1% of the world's population, only 37% of LabPhon publications study our languages. Similarly, while roughly 62% of the world's institutes of higher education are located in the Global South, only 10.1% of LabPhon publications have at least one affiliation of the Global South. You can see these results in Table 1 and also in Figure 1 of the poster. Going back to our research questions, who is responsible to define what LabPhon is? As I mentioned previously, we found an overwhelming representation of academics and languages of the Global North. And the other research question, what is the effect of diversity or the lack of it in linguistic research? We argue that this lack of diversity is harmful to academics from the Global South who struggle to be represented in academia, and also to linguistic research whose accuracy depends on empirical representation of the wide linguistic variety of the world. Languages of the Global North, which share many similarities, are not representative of this diversity. There are a few limitations to our study. Firstly, the country of affiliation of an author is not necessarily their country of origin. We find that it is often the case that an academic from the Global South works for an institution in the Global North, thereby exaggerating the representation of the Global North in our data set. However, the data also suggests that academics from the Global South are only able to be represented if they work from an institution in the Global North. Look at myself. Finally, we emphasize that our categories, Global South and Global North, are too simplistic, and they do not comprehensively represent issues of inclusion in academia. We can even question the global north and global south nomenclature. There's literature that talks about the third world and what it represents, but this should be for further research. Secondly, there are marginalized language varieties in the global north, such as African American Vernacular English, which face their own issues of academic representation. Future discussions on LabPhon should not be limited to the Global South, but should address other patterns of systemic exclusion that are very nuanced. We call for increased diversity in LabPhon publications and start a discussion as to how systemic issues affecting research and researchers may be circumvented at LabPhon. This can take many forms, such as a quota for researchers from the Global South, and also accessibility measurements that enable participation from academics from the Global South, such as hybrid conferences and added assistance for publishing in the English language. Thank you very much. If you have any questions, you can put a comment below, or you can send me an email, which is also here below in the video. Thank you very much.